EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Broncos Stadium at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Check, ready. 15 running. 15 running. Check, 61. Match back.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie. It's Phillip Lindsay. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. They'll have a first down past the 40. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham, Texas, which is located halfway between Houston and Austin. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run with Lindsay. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Phillip Lindsay with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
At their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 26.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. C.J. Anderson with it. Of course, a big part of the Rams' run to the Super Bowl last year. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Monday.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 2. Stafford completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
A field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory.
Hey. You got 3.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
We got 3.
At the 5-yard line.
And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Throw left side. It's reeled in by Hamilton. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Lions will take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up.
Set. 250. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's
3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Wasn't it fun in pregame standing downstairs and watching Matthew Stafford throw the football? I mean, that bad boy just whistled.
He can just rock it.
It just whistled by us, didn't it? But what is the one knock on him? Accuracy.
Yeah.
And that's what we just saw there, an incompletion on that throw downfield.
And from down in Miami, an update. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Well, the Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. Ryan Fitzpatrick, an early touchdown pass in that one. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10, sliding out of the pocket. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Going for it all. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you got to defend it the same way you would defend the 1st down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers. And on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. The kick by McManus is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Stafford. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. And that's complete to Jesse James. Touchdown, Detroit. Jesse James with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point good by Prater, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Taken down back at the 20-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Forced Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018, the Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. To throw is Jackson. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Andre Holmes, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now 17-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But it's going to be second down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Now it's Stafford. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. From the red zone now, Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Stafford's pass, incomplete, out of the end zone. It leads to 2nd and 10.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. No. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Stafford. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Vic Beasley in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Big 20.
To try again after the sack. Stafford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. They go play action here on first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Jackson looking to throw on third. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note of the half and said, let's get him in.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now on 2nd and 16. Stafford. Looking deep now for Amendola. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing on third and long. Stafford, screen play, Anderson. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. He's going to field this at the 4. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're...
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tyreek Hill, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys are able to regain the lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Prater for the extra point, and that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This is taken at his 4. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson now. He'll buy some time right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Sua Craven's up to make the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run it again with Anderson. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Check 15, check 15. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Back to throw, Stafford. He's got Lockett. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. Danny Amendola, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. A first down carry here for Johnson. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 16. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Kerryon Johnson with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision.
He's got it at the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Important extra point up and through, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, 42 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. The throw taken in by Hamilton. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. Now it's Jackson. And he slings one that's incomplete. Philip Lindsay, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's caught inside the 20. Hang on here. They declined that. So the yardage will stand.
There has to be confusion coming from the bench to the field about what their intentions are, because you guarantee they want the penalty. Turn down that big yardage gain.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to find two scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yeah, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. He'll have a first down past the 40. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Lions, a win will come too late to save a losing season, but they do move to 6-9 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess